Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. God, I'm up bright and early because I have got to clean the house. Because my dear old Nan is coming, and no doubt I'm going to have half my head sprawled with words that's coming out of my mouth as I get my fucking ear nagged off. But that's not why you called. I wanted to talk about the petition that was signed by the best part of 3 million people, maybe give or take 100 grand, 100k. Well, I could do with 100 grand, actually. Anyway, take maybe 100 people away from it, 100,000. But they've basically responded with some robotic spiel of, we are focused on rebuilding the country and we're trying to fix the £22 billion black hole that doesn't exist. And we're trying to make sure that we can restore confidence in the government. Dude, you're not restoring confidence in the government. I mean, you've got as much chance of that shit as I have of going to the moon in a rocket, quite frankly. There is no one who is worthy of being called a common sense human being that actually believes a single word of your crap. Keir the traitor Starmer has been about as much success in government as I have in losing weight, quite frankly. He has been the worst Prime Minister we've had in our history. He has been the most incompetent Prime Minister we've had in our history. And on top of all that, the authorities are having the audacity to try and give Sadiq terrorist sympathiser Khan a knighthood. Yeah, that's for anybody that didn't tune into the live stream yesterday. Keir the traitor Starmer is already knighted, which he doesn't deserve. And now we've got Sadiq terrorist sympathising Khan, who is now going to receive a knighthood for being a complete, colossal fucking failure. As the stroke number one, the complete failure London mayor, basically. He has no credibility whatsoever. He has single-handedly caused rent to go up in London by 35%, which means people who used to be able to live in the glorious town of London, although it's not looking so much that now with the third world shithole barbarians coming over, anyone who used to be able to afford that shit is suddenly finding out that they're no longer able to afford to stay there, all because of Sadiq Khan. As well as stroke number two. I'm not off to a good start today. Don't worry, the manifesto book will probably cover the rest of them. But I digress. That's on top of course, Sadiq Khan trying to bring in ULEZ and all that shit to basically screw the motorist. This is on top of Sadiq Khan constantly pushing the woke DEI, which ironically would see him as a kafir or kafar or kafuffle in the Mohammedans' eyes. But he's getting a knighthood. Last time I checked, I thought a knighthood was a token of respect, a token of honour, where it showcased someone who has gone well above and beyond the call of duty, well and above and beyond to helping their own people. Sadiq Khan has been as much help to us as a chocolate fireguard is protecting us from fire. But enough about Sadiq Khan, this is more about the petition. So the bottom line as far as that's concerned is they've tried to respond saying that we're focusing on rebuilding foundations, sorting out the 22 billion black hole that doesn't exist, and basically we're going to keep on plodding on and you're going to eat that shit Sunday and you're going to like it. That is the simplest way I can put it. But of course the mainstream media won't tell you this. You know the drill, folks, because say it with me, it doesn't suit the narrative. Keir the traitor Starmer's head is a bit like this sieve here, or this colander, or whatever you want to call it. No, I'm not going to throw it away for once. I need to keep this house tidy. Anyway, he has been of no use whatsoever to this country. In fact, he has been single-handedly regressing our country. Progressivism is ironically causing the polar opposite. It's causing a complete regression of society, technological advancement, and of course, it's causing us to, as a species, regress back to a time akin to ye olde days. But they won't tell you that. And they don't believe in sticking plasters on the current problems. Well, unfortunately, that's exactly what Keir the traitor Starmer has been doing. He's been sticking plasters on some things, and then he's been opening up new cuts, and I'm not just talking about the cuts he's made to, I don't know, job sector or whatever. I'm talking about cuts as in the sort that you bleed from. He's been cutting his way through the British people, basically causing them to be subjected to the communist regime, I guess would be the most accurate way to put it, or even better still, the fascist regime, where if you speak negatively about the government, then you get arrested. If you put up anything that exposes the government, you get arrested. If you say anything that goes against the mainstream narrative and the mainstream media, you get arrested. So forgive me if I'm not jumping for joy with Keir the traitor Starmer's latest speech saying, oh, how he's going to bring change. The only change he's going to bring is the stuff in his back pocket. And even that, you'll be hard-pressed to get a hold of. In fact, it will likely be going to some of his rich chums in the WEF. Keir the traitor Starmer has nothing going for him. He is a man who has no principles and no credibility, and no purpose being in the houses of treachery. I mean Parliament. Or maybe I was right first time. He is a man who has no ability to read the room. No ability to understand that he is not wanted in government anymore. And the reason that we wanted a general election is because we believe, number one, he's lied to us, and two, he's gone back on some of his promises. He is a fraudster. And he should know that it's against the law to commit fraud, especially considering he was once a lawyer. So Keir the traitor Starmer should know this all too well. And as much as he'd probably like to have me arrested for calling him a traitor all the time, sorry Keir the traitor Starmer, calling people names is not against the law. It is only against the law if I'm starting to say racial slurs or inciting violence or inciting terrorism. So you could take one of these and swivel, Keir the traitor Starmer. And I will never stop calling you that. Because you are, in the eyes of any decent British person, you are a traitor. And that is a title that I will always stick with you. I will never call you sir. And I certainly ain't calling Sadiq terrorist sympathiser Khan sir. He is about as worthy of that title of sir as I am worthy of the title of Mr. Fitness. Now I just need to do a couple of good poses, don't I? Anyway, I'm about as worthy of that as the Mr. Fitness title, quite frankly. Sadiq Khan has no purpose being knighted. And frankly, I would probably have that sword going somewhere else if you catch my drift. But frankly, we can wish all we want. Unfortunately, our government is completely corrupt. And we need a massive shake-up. We need a shake-up of government, and we need to put people in power who actually understand that their priorities is towards the British people and not some third world shithole barbarians, that is the Mohammedans of Islam, and it certainly isn't to waging war with Russia by funding Ukraine. He needs to understand this Keir the traitor Starmer. He is about as liked right now as a nonce is in a nursery. He has no purpose anymore. We already laughed about him and his father being a tool maker, and how Keir the traitor Starmer was the biggest tool that his father made. I mean, it took him 9 fucking months to build the thing. Mind you, I'd kind of want to go up to his wife and say, you're not even remotely funny. You took 9 months to make a complete fucking joke, quite frankly. Mind you, I can make a joke in about 9 seconds. But I digress. The bottom line is Keir the traitor Starmer basically stuck 2 fingers up at us when he's put his little response to us, how they're saying he could call an election at any time. Yeah, but he's not going to. Let's face it, he won't call a general election. He knows he would get absolutely annihilated in the polls. He would get absolutely destroyed if he called a general election. His ability and his reign over this country would be over. Just like that. If there was ever a general election called, it would be over. He would be cooked. 200 degrees in the oven, 15 minutes, ding. That's why Keir the traitor Starmer won't call a general election. That's the cold, bitter truth on it. And as far as Sadiq Khan, there is actually something we can do about that shit. There is actually something we can do to stop Keir the traitor from Sadiq Khan from getting his knighthood. There's already a petition going out as of yesterday that is already up to, when I last checked it, it was around 40,000 signatures. The more people that see this and get this into the houses of treachery, the more likely we are to stop Sadiq Khan getting a title he does not deserve. But it's down to us now. It's down to us to make sure that they find out how much we are disgusted at this government and at Sadiq Khan. Because only when we voice our fury, our anger and our contempt towards our British government will finally they start realising that we, the British people, have had enough of their nonsense.